Welcome back. My guest is a four-time All-Star and a former Rookie of the Year. He averaged 21 and 8 in 53 games last season. Amar'e Stoudemire is my guest. Amar'e, nice to have you back. How are you?
I'm doing great, man.
Good. All right, so you're looking to come back
to the desert.
There you go. All right. You're looking to come back from surgery after that detached retina. Have you started your workouts yet?
Yeah. Started last week, as a matter of fact. Actually, 2 weeks ago, and it's going real good so far.
All right, so, I mean, you go through something like that, that's got to be a little bit unnerving, a little bit scary. Is it in the back of your mind, and do you change the way you play because of it?
No, not at all. You know, I think, I don't quite know, Jim, if you know the details of what happened, man, but I had a detached retina, and in order for that retina to reattach, I had to lay face down for 22 hours a day for 10 straight days. Unbelievable. Super hard.
Did you say 2 hours a day?
No, 22 hours a day, laying face down.
For 10 days?
For 10 straight days.
So what was that like?
Man, you know, imagine, you know, laying on a massage table and you have this face pad at the end of the table and you have to lay, you know, with your face in that pad for 22 hours a day.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a whole lot of fun. All right, break that down. For instance, did you know when that happened initially?
Not necessarily. I think, you know, back in training camp of last year, I got poked in the eye real bad by Boris Diaw. Didn't think too much of it. Figured it was okay. Went and saw a few specialists and a few doctors. Everything was thumbs up. Went on ahead and played the season. And then that game with the Clippers, I got poked again slightly. I decided to go have another checkup. And once I went back to check up on it, that's when they discovered I had a detached retina. So I had to sit out the whole season.
So doctor's telling you right now that if you wear goggles, you should be fine. It can't happen again?
Yeah, I got to keep it protected, and that goes for a lot of young players too, man. They get poked in the eye so many times over their young career, and even NBA if they make it there, to where they don't quite check up on their eyes until they're 50, 60 years old, and then now they have these different problems. So I'm glad I caught it early.
So, Marty, when that happened, I mean, that's not a knee, that's not an elbow, that's not a shoulder. When it first happened, did you lose eyesight, and how scary was it?
It was super scary. I mean, I lost a small. When I got poked in the eye the first time in training camp, I lost eyesight for about 3 minutes, and then over time, it slowly gained back, and I was good to go. But then after the second poke in the eye, I didn't lose any contact. Matter of fact, that game I think I had 43 points. I was on a tear, and I felt great. But once I saw the doctor, he had another story for me. He said I had detached retina, and I had to have an emergency surgery.
All right, so the good news is you're back, you're working out, and it's all good. And then you go into the offseason. I mean, as if this weren't enough to worry about already, then the rumors start once again that the team's trying to move you to Golden State. How did you feel about possibly ending up in Golden State?
Yeah, well, the good thing about my situation is that, I don't think a team would want to acquire me if I'm not going to sign for an extension, far as, let's say Golden State, if they wanted me to come to Golden State, and if I didn't want to sign with them for an extra 4 or 5 years, I don't think they'll want to acquire me.
Sure. So you got that leverage now.
So the ball's kind of in mid-court.
So let me lay this out. What it is you're eligible for an extension before the season starts, or you can opt out next summer, or you can play the contract out for the 2010-11 season. How do you think it's going to play out?
I don't know. I can play the rest of the season and opt out, and then I'll be a free agent to go anywhere I want, or I can, sign an extension within the first few months of the season, and that keeps me here in Phoenix for the next 5 to 6 years. It can go either way. So I'm not totally sure how it's going to play out, but I think I'm in a pretty good situation.
So do you think you can win in Phoenix? And is that where you want to be for the next 5+ years?
That's the key word, winning. And that's something I definitely want to be a part of. I always want to win. So if we can win here in Phoenix, it definitely will be a great place to rest, if I can say. But it's whatever's clever. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to win.
Whatever is clever. Hey, I mean, could it be as clever as it used to be? I mean, could you guys go back to winning 60 games a year, or is that window slammed shut?
I don't think it's slammed shut. I think definitely with the personnel we got now, I think we can definitely do some damage. In the playoffs. Hopefully, if we play well enough in the regular season and steady improve throughout the year, I think we can definitely be a team to be reckoned with. But it takes some work.
Now, what about the personnel you lost? Shaq is now in Cleveland. Is that going to make your job tougher or maybe easier in a way?
You know, a little bit of both. I think with having Shaq defensively, it definitely helped me out down in the post. I didn't have to guard these centers as much. But at the same time, you know, with me playing center somewhat again, I have an advantage as far as using my quickness in my perimeter game that can take these centers outside the paint.
How do you feel about that? I mean, you're right. You've got an advantage in terms of that matchup, but you got to bang with these guys on the other side. How do you feel about going back to the 5?
Well, I'm not strictly a 5, you know, every game, every minute of the game. So it'll be times where I'm back to that point center type of play where I'm playing, you know, a little bit of 4, a little bit of 5, out on the wing, a little bit of you know, small forward skills here and there. So I'm pretty much back to my versatile style of play, and we see how I play out.
Amar'e, you've played with Shaq. You know what he's about. Do you think he's going to be able to accept being not the #1 guy, not the focal point, not the top dog in Cleveland?
I think so. I think Shaq definitely can adjust to his environment. You know, with his career and his future Hall of Fame resume, I think he definitely would like to be a focal point, which he probably should be. But at the same time, you do have LeBron James, who's going into the prime of his career. So it's going to be interesting to see how it play out.
Hey, one more thought about the West. What do you think about Ron Artest in Los Angeles? How do you think he'll fit in there?
I think that was a good pickup for the Lakers. You know, for one, Kobe don't have to see him in the on the other team. For two, it'll help them out defensively. You know, but you know, there's enough room at the top. You know, so the Phoenix Suns are coming.
And finally, about the Suns, how about Steve Nash coming back, and what about Grant Hill possibly staying there as well? How much does that mean to you to have those guys back?
Phenomenal. You know, phenomenal to have two of my leaders back. You know, with Steve and Grant. I think both of those players are definitely had a remarkable career and still playing well at you know, in post career, if I can say. So to have them back with their leadership skills and their experience would definitely help us as a team.
You know, Amar'e, you're doing so well breaking things down. I almost asked you about Brett Favre, but I'll save that for next time. Good job, man. Nice to have you back. Thank you very much.
All right, Jim. Thanks, man.
Amar'e, good to talk to you. All right, next up on the forum, we're going to talk about Brett Favre, although Amar'e could have broken that down. Has he tarnished his legacy in Green Bay forever? What's going to happen when he goes back? Brett Favre, Viking, allegedly. We'll hit that next.